morning, everybody from Nova Scotia to Delaware. We got everybody in the house here this morning. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. Right on. Everybody is in the house. We got electricity this morning. Our computers seem to be working okay. We have electricity, which is always a good thing. A good thing. It looks like our cameras are working okay, or actually excellent. I think we have audio this morning. And we got a bunch of people house. We got a bunch of people. We have Elizabeth Acker. Hola, Elizabeth. Helen is in the house. Happy Mother's Day for all you people that have mothers, which is pretty much everybody, right? For all you people that have mothers, or if you are a mother, have a blessed Mother's Day this weekend. And I think that would be tomorrow. We got Char in the house. It's a little chilly in Philly, and that rhymes. That is pretty cool. Stefan is in the house from mid-Canada. The weather, Stefan, here in Mazatlan is pretty good. It's probably about 72 outside, maybe 73. It's partly cloudy, no rain. We haven't had rain in about a month. Everything is very good here. It's starting to get humid. The weather is really funny here. But it is getting humid. It's almost, I'm on the edge of turning on the air conditioner. I might even turn the air conditioner on during the broadcast, but thank you for asking. We have Dave James in the house from Port Angels, Washington. Hola. And look who is here. The one, the only, the infamous Brian Maiden. Good morning, Bill, and on the house this morning. Welcome, Brian. So happy that you're here again. And then we have Jacqueline jumping right off the boat, donating some cash, Ola, which I will use to go get some tacos and some ceviche, maybe some other kind of Mexican food today. Yeah, thank you so much. And all of you out there, feel free to contribute to the channel like Jacqueline, so that I can pay the rent this month, because I don't want to live in the street. Living in the street is no fun. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Greatly appreciated, as always. Buenos dias. And for those of you that don't speak Spanish, buenos dias means good day. Good day. Miss Sam, buenos dias, Bill y la familia. That means good day, Bill and the family. I'm trying to translate this so nobody misses out on anything. And we have Verlaine in the house, Bill and everyone. Verlaine is in La Paz, which is at the bottom, almost at the bottom of the peninsula. That is over to the left or to the west of Mexico, though it is in Mexico. And Jamie is in the house. He's been going through some challenging love relationship situations, and he called me a couple of days ago. He's going through real estate situations, love situations, but he's looking at the bright side. Jamie, you hang in there. I've been through it, and you'll get through it too. You can be a happy man. And look who is in the house, none other than Matt Brazelton. Good morning, all. Since we're rhyming today, it is unique. It is unique and ah he heek. That's I don't know why I'm laughing that, but that is kind of funny, right? It is unique and ah he heek and ah he heek. How far is ah he heek from where I am? Oh, Ahiheek is like a 6-hour drive from where I am. But welcome. I'm glad you made it out of Oregon. I bet you feel so good to be back home. I have some opening statements about the joys of living in Mexico, and I will get to those shortly. And we have Liston Henry in the house. Did you get a haircut? Uh, Actually, I cut my own hair, and I have some hair clippers. I I'm trying to think where I was. I must have been in like Cincinnati, Ohio. I was a businessman. I had 10 suits, uh, all kinds of shiny shoes and all that kind of stuff, you know. And I used to go to get my hair cut at some little hair place. This was in Cincinnati, and I went to this really cool community. I would get my hair cut there, and this must have been like 35 years ago. And I would have this really hot woman cut my hair. It was $24. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. $24 35 years ago to cut my hair, right? Okay. But she was so good looking, and she would cut my hair, and then she would wash my head and rub my head and all that. It was worth that for the $24. And then one day I was in Walmart and I saw some hair clippers, and they were only $18. And so I bought the hair clippers, and nobody has cut my hair since. Before that very wonderful, fine woman would cut my hair, my mother cut my hair my entire life with scissors. I know that you guys all signed in today so that you could hear about that. I'm just filling you in. I'm just letting you know. And Kevin Bacon is in the house. He's not making movies today. He's in the house with us. We haven't seen you in a few weeks. Great to see you here. She thinks. So she thinks. Feliz Dia de la Madre to all the mothers in the group. And for those of you that don't speak Spanish, that means Happy Day of the Mother. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the group. She thinks, so she thinks, so she speaks. You're in the house. Great to see you here. And we have honestly uninterested. Ahiheek is, oh, what? Ahiheek is out of water. It is the same all over Mexico. Well, we have water here in Mazatlan. We have a lot of water. Well, and the ocean's right over there. So I'm not going to drink that water. I don't drink the water in my apartment. But we have lots of water here. It's not all over Mexico. And Matt, tell us what you think about that. Is that what's going on? We've got 42 people in the house. It's Saturday morning. We have a bunch of stuff to cover today. Hang on to your seats. Buckle up. Good morning, Lenora Wilson. Axel Foley is in the house, and the Geek Squad. That's pretty cool. The Geek Squad. Maybe that's a good nickname for us. Thank you, Axel. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, and for all you good mothers, happy Mother's Day again. Okay, so let's get with it. It's springtime, and I'm from Ohio, so it's springtime. And being from Ohio, it gets cold in Ohio. It snows. I remember winters where I had two cars and one wouldn't start. You have to dig them out, get the snow off, try to start that car. The other car won't start either. And you get to April or you get to March and you're wondering, when is it going to be warm? You get to April, when is it going to be warm? I remember one May, and I don't know why I remember the date, but it was May 28th. And I was living in this place called Mount Vernon, Ohio. That's where my mother grew up. I bought grandma's. I bought grandma's house when she died. But I was working in Columbus, which is 60 miles away. But I was driving from Columbus to Mount Vernon, Ohio, May 28th, and there was a blizzard that night. And I couldn't make it home. I had to turn around, go back to Columbus, Ohio, get a hotel that night. And it was terrible, man. It was a terrible blizzard on May 28th. And then that afternoon, it went up to 72 degrees, and then it was warm for 3 months. So this is May. If you're in Philly, if you're in Delaware, if you're in New York, if you're in New Jersey, happy springtime. Here in Mexico, I forget what month it is. I mean, I really do. It's like, what month is it? Because there's no indication as to what month it is. I forget. Well, is it July? Is it November now? What time of year is it? I don't know. I forget. For those of you that are on the West Coast, like in California, Arizona, something like that, if you were born there, you don't even think about it. But I forget what month or what season it is down here. There is no season down here. Okay, Jacqueline says we got water in GDL is Guadalajara. Helen, don't forget to click the like button. Please click the like button and click if this is your first time here. Ask any questions, leave any comments. This is your show. There are no ridiculous questions. There are no stupid questions. We're just here to fill you in on the joys of living in Mexico, and Mexico is truly a joyous place for me to live in. And Axel Foley's talking. I saw this week in Querétaro group that Mexico is doing away with senior discounts. Too many expat residents are applying for it. Only Mexican citizens can apply. I've heard people in the Ajijic area having problems getting the senior citizen discount card. But I don't think so. I think you can get the card. It probably depends on where you go to get the card in Mexico, because Mexico's really the law in Mexico really depends on where you are, what time of day it is, and who you were talking to at the time. That's the way the law is in Mexico. Okay, now, Lake Chapala Ajijic Low. What does that mean? Tell us what that means. Okay, so let's get back to the list of stuff. Let's see over here. Yeah. I was thinking, what's this? Rudy. Hola, Rudy. How you doing, Rudy? This is my main man in Mazatlan, Bill, back home on the 28th. Can't wait. Really been in the States too long. So I guess Rudy, this is Rudy of Rudy and Sheila. And we did an interview with them, about last year at this time. They brought me down some Miracle Whip from the United States, asked me if I wanted them to bring some White Castles down. Great to hear from you, Rudy. Come on down. We have to get together when you get back. On a water level low. That's hard to believe in the Chapala Ahihi area because you're right next to the lake. They can't get water out of the lake. What's up with that? I don't understand. Bill, are there any gyms close to where you'll be living in Morelia? The strange things. One thing that it's hard for many people believe in the United States about Mexico is that I'm going to say, like the United States, there are millions of people in Mexico that are very health conscious and they work out. There are everywhere I've been in Mexico, all the little small towns, pueblos, big cities, there is an abundance of places to work out. They have gyms, exercise centers. You'll see really sophisticated workout centers with all the stuff. We have a workout center where I live in my building. It's fabulous. But wherever you go in Mexico, pretty much, unless you're out on a farm somewhere out in the middle of nowhere where all you have is a Donald Duck and Porky Pig, there are plenty of there's always somewhere to work out in Mexico. Always. You don't have to worry about working out in Mexico. Mexico will work you out. Okay, now let's get back to the list here. Okay, so I'm a little bit under the weather today because on Monday I had a tooth implant, a dental implant, and that was a real trip, man. It was like but my dentist, her name is Dr. Wendy Kramer. Dr. Wendy Kramer. I've had many wonderful dentists in Mexico, and I've only had one bad dentist in Mexico. So let's talk about him for a second. He was in the Chapala Ahihi area. I wish I could remember his name. I wish I had taken a picture of his office from the outside and the address. And I wish that I remembered the street address because that was the worst dentist I've ever been in my entire life. But he was older than me and I'm pretty freaking old, right? But Dr. Wendy Kramer, what they did on Monday is they did an extraction. So one of my teeth broke open, and so they had to extract the tooth. And Wendy Kramer, she's bilingual. She said, and I said, well, what should I do? She said, well, you can get a crown, or you can get an implant. I said, well, what's best? Well, she said, get the implant. Okay. So I said, yeah, I'll do that. Well, first we have to do the extraction. Then, so, and she says, and we have some special people that do the implant. That's all they do. They go from office to office to office and do the implant thing. And I was sitting in the waiting room. These two people came in, a man and a woman. They had on like unique medical uniforms. It was like a SWAT team. They had boxes of stuff, like they were traveling or something like that. And I knew it was them. And they came in. I went into Wendy's office. Wendy's facility. It looks like Star Wars. She has all this really super modern equipment. And so I go in there with Wendy, and those two specialists are in there. There's like 5 people in the room, including me. And so the guy, he injected my mouth. And that was the first time, I have a bunch of crowns. I'm used to them sticking needles in my mouth. I didn't feel anything. That was the most painless injection to numb my mouth I've experienced in all of my life. There was no pain. There was no pain at all. And they did their thing, extracted my tooth. But then when I was leaving, they said, well, you can't exercise. No exercise for 3 days. No exercise, no sun so I haven't walked all week, which is like kind of like a bummer. I'm realizing what my walks do for me. But anyway, and then they gave me drugs to take. I've been on antibiotics, anti-inflammants, whatever that is, taking that. That wasn't real good for my digestive system. So I've been visiting a special room in the apartment like all week, like every hour. If you hear what I'm saying, I'm not going to be real specific about it. So it was almost like having the flu. I had no pain. No pain. I know people that have had implants and they're in pain for like a week or a month. No pain. I go back to see her Monday. I forget. She's just going to check out, make sure that I'm okay on Monday. But anyway, I'm a little under the weather. These drugs that they gave me, I don't understand it, but I don't do drugs. I don't do any drugs. But these drugs, antibiotics, anti-inflammants, whatever they are, they have really thrown me off. I'm not taking any more. But anyway, so that's how my week went this week. In fact, I didn't do anything for about 3 days. It took about 3 days for my mouth to feel normal. Okay. So that's what's happening down here. But many people come down here just for dental services. I was at a medical facility in Puerto Vallarta, and there was a Canadian lady that was about my age with her son, and he was about half of our ages. And they had come from Canada just for medical services because it was so inexpensive. And they told me the prices. They said, well, if we do this in Canada, it's going to cost us about $20,000. But in Mexico, it's only going to cost $5,000. So they call it a medical vacation or something like that. And a lot of people, even Amish people, come to Mexico for their dental services. But if you're coming to Mazatlan, or if you want some really good dental care, my dentist, her name is Wendy, Dr. Wendy Kramer. And if you email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com, I can hook you up with her contact information. And let's go over here and see what Miss Sam is talking about. Bill, Morelia has some of the most sophisticated gyms, much more sophisticated than those in the States. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I've been very surprised at some of the health facilities, the gym facilities that I have seen, with all the modern equipment, the modern walking machines, the knotless stuff to twist your body all around, send you up into outer space, make you feel good. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. And when I'm walking in the morning, it's I think it would really shock or surprise a lot of people how many health enthusiasts that there are down here. People biking with their little biking uniforms. Serious. People have their biking uniforms, those little spandex pants and the spandex shirts and the helmets. And then you see groups of them. You got I mean, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday morning at 6:15. You see like 20 people in their little bike riding uniforms going down the street. People are serious about some health down here in Mexico. I'm serious. Okay, now, Crapo Production, Dr. John, great to see you in the house. Okay, good morning from New Jersey. GDL, Guadalajara, a popular fitness activity is to hike down to the bottom of La Barranca de Huatanita Canyon and back up. It takes several hours and is a very rigorous workout. Yeah, they got some. Thank you very much, Dr. John. Dr. John, I think he's the first subscriber I ever had. Always happy to see you in the house. He joins us very regularly. Thank you so much for joining. And whenever he puts up some information, it's always fabulous. Stephen Nathan has contributed to the channel. I've had breakfast with Stephen and his son at one of my favorite breakfast places here in Mazatlan. And he's a great guy. His son is great. I think you and your son should move down here. You know that, right? You guys got to come on down. Malik or Geek Manifesto, good morning, dude. Great to see you in the house. And if you're new here, make sure that 1, you subscribe to the channel, and 2, ask any questions. This is your show. I'm just the facilitator. Dr. John is in the house. Brian Maiden is in the house. We have Miss Sam is in the house. We got people that live here. We got Jacqueline in the house living in Guadalajara. We have people here that know a lot more stuff than I know, that personally live here or they visited here. So ask any questions. And let me say, I love Mexico, and I'm never leaving. I mean, it's a big world. It's a big freaking world, and there's a lot that I would like to see, but there is so much here in Mexico, and I can't wait to get. I'm 7 weeks from moving to Morelia, which is in the middle of Mexico, and I'll be able to explore the areas around Morelia. I'll be about 2 hours from Mexico City. I was talking with Jamie earlier in the week, and he's been to Mexico City a few times. I've been to Mexico City 2 times years and years and years ago, but I want to go there and spend a week. Just like I could probably spend 2 weeks in Mexico City, maybe a month, but I'm not going to stay that long. But there, and then I want to hit the east coast of Mexico, which is the Yucatan area. Not to Cancun. I've been to Cancun, but I want to go to Tulum, other places like that. I want to see some pyramids, some ancient stuff. But I love Mexico. Mexico is so historical, And the funny thing is that in the United States, when, like when I was in elementary school, junior high school, they didn't teach us anything about Mexico. Nothing. Oh, they taught us about Italy and the Romans. They taught us about the Spanish. They taught us about the French. Who else they taught? Oh, of course they talked to us about the British. They didn't say diddly squat about Mexico. Nothing for 12 years. I was in school for 12 years. They didn't say anything about Mexico. It was like Mexico didn't exist. Mexico had no history. And I'm from Columbus, Ohio, as everybody knows, but we didn't. I only met one Mexican in Columbus, Ohio, in my life. I grew up there. I was there for 18 years. I met one Mexican, and that Mexican was my Spanish teacher in high school, Mrs. Gonzalez. She was hot. That's one of the hottest women I'd ever met in my life. She was like 32 years old. Oh, and she had a wonderful personality. I loved Mrs. Gonzalez. That's the only Mexican. We only had one Mexican restaurant in Columbus, Ohio. I did. Oh, we had Taco Bell. I remember going to Taco Bell. and I was taking the highest level of Spanish in everywhere that I studied Spanish, right? And I went into Taco Bell with my mother one time, and there was this lady in Taco Bell. She was ordering food, and she says, I want 2 tacos and 1 birrata. I knew what she was trying to say, but I knew that wasn't right. 1 taco, okay? But I mean, but I love Mexico. What was I talking about? I love Mexico. I'm not leaving Mexico. I could. The world is huge. I got invitation to go to Belize. I have a subscriber in Belize. She wants me to come and spend some time with her in Belize. Ecuador. I have friends now that are subscribers that live in Ecuador. They want me to come visit them in November. It sounds very inviting. I want to go. But there's so much in Mexico, and the history of Mexico, pre-Columbian area before the Spanish got here, is just fascinating. It is as fascinating as Egyptian history. It's as fascinating as Babylonian history. The history of Mexico is crazy. And so I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to go from town to town to town, make videos about the history of Mexico. That's what I'm doing. So I babbled about that for a while. How you like that? And look who's in the house, none other than Katrina the Maker. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Katrina. Hola, chica. Hola, great to see you here, girl. As usual, Grand Beehive. I'm looking for a trustworthy rental company to rent a 2-bedroom. Google is so broad. Okay, I'm not going to go real deep into this, Grand Beehive, but I've made a couple of videos about the best way to find an apartment in Mexico. I've done 2 videos on it, and I'm going to sum it up right here. And for those of you that for those of you that have heard this before, just go get some coffee, go get a beer, get some Coca-Cola, go do a line of cocaine, smoke a joint or something. But I'm just going to tell Grand Beehive what's going on. find the best way to find an apartment. This is how I found my apartment. This is how I found this apartment here where I'm living now, and this is how I found my apartment in Morelia in 10 hours. Here's what you do. Go to Facebook, and I'm not a big Facebook fan. I post all my videos on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. We have a new Facebook group. It's called Mexico Expats. Bill, Dallas, Lewis. It's only been up for like 2 months now. We're at 203 subscribers as of this morning. Okay, now why am I talking about this? Okay. So, but it's Mexico Expats, Bill, Dallas, Lewis. If you're not a member, a link is in the description below. Always blowing my own horn, but here's what you do. Grand Beehive. Here's what you do. Whatever city or cities that you're thinking about moving to in Mexico, see if they have a Facebook group. Most major cities in Mexico have expat in Mexico groups. Ajijic has one. Guadalajara has one. Guadalajara is like maybe 3 or 4. Mazatlan has many. Ajijic actually has about 10. Puerto Vallarta has expat groups, and go to that group, and here's what you do. You say, and you tell the people exactly what you're looking for. Just go to the group and say, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, and I'm willing to pay this amount of money per month. And, tell them, I'm willing to pay $400 a month. I'm willing to pay $500 a month. Okay, what else? Okay, now do that. Post that. Put that up. And that's how I found my apartment in Morelia, where I'll be moving to in 7 weeks and paying half the rent that I'm paying now here in Mazatlan. And you'll get responses immediately. The last thing you want to do is go to Google and search for apartments like that. No. Go to Facebook groups, tell them exactly what you want, how much you want to pay, and you will get responses that day. Now, what I found was what you can do is use your what is it called? Use your Airbnb app. Go to Airbnb and search for the city that you want an Airbnb in, and get in there. Okay, let's say you want an Airbnb in Mazatlan. Now, no, you don't want an Airbnb. You want an apartment. But go to Airbnb, look for Mazatlan, and then you'll see a bunch of Airbnbs. But I found that you'll be looking through there, and it says the apartment manager. They always have the name of the apartment manager. And okay, over here, the apartment manager is Maria Lopez. And you see it again. You'll see your name like 10 times. You're looking at 10 different apartments. It's all Maria Lopez, Maria Lopez. Well, what that means is Maria Lopez is managing a group of properties. And usually those people like Maria, they have a bunch of properties. So contact Maria and tell her that you're looking for an apartment in Mazatlan. That is how you find a great deal and a great apartment in Mexico. And Grand Beehive. This is why, and apologies for everyone that really didn't want to hear that, but that's why we're here. That's why we're here on Saturday mornings, so I can share the joys of living in Mexico. And very shortly, I'm gonna share with you guys a revelation that I had just this morning. it must be these antibiotics and anti-enlargents and all that kind of stuff that I'm on. I had a revelation this morning about the joys of living in Mexico. I'm going to say it's going to be the most important message that I've given in the 3 years of being going live here at what is this called? The Bill Dallas Lewis channel. Okay, let's see what Miss Sam is talking about. Bill, when you come here, you will see the true meaning of the joys of living in Mexico. It's a fantastic place with fantastic people. The energy here is phenomenal. And Ms. Sam, Miss Sam, would you please email me again? Because you emailed me once before and you told me your real name. So please email me again so I can put your email in a place that I can get to it. But Miss Sam lives in Morelia. She is new to Morelia. I think she's only been there like maybe 2 or 3 months. And oh, also let me say that I put up 2 videos this week. One video is about the video. I put up a video on Thursday. It's like why I'm moving to Morelia. Then I put up another one. Oh, what is the other one that I put up? Oh, I put up one. I put up one on last Sunday about the guy that got shot 2 blocks from where I live. Both those videos did very well. But Miss Sam, Morelia, I've been to a fair amount of cities and towns in Mexico, and most of the time I'll do research on museums, art museums, the colleges. What should I do when I get to the city? Where should I eat? And I try to visit those places and put them in the videos. But when I got to Morelia, I went to the main plaza, and this is what I say at the very end of the video. I just put it up Thursday of this week. I went to the main plaza and I sat on the plaza for hours. The in El Centro, which is the center of town, the main plaza is fabulous. It's like it's surrounded by cafes and restaurants and all types of nice trees. And like Miss Sam is saying, the vibe that I picked up just said, I got to live here. I got to live here. And I didn't go to any museums. I didn't go to any art galleries. I was just sitting in the plaza. I'd walk around. I met some high school students and they wanted to talk to me. They didn't speak any English. And we talked, and I put up a video with them in it. The vibe, I would sit out in front of my hotel. I had a 12-pack of beer, sit out in front of, on the little bench, the little public bench out in front of my hotel, and just watch the people going by under the trees. I met some attorney. He was on his motorcycle. He stopped. He sat down with me, and we talked all in Spanish. It was just the vibe. Some kind of vibe in Morelia just sucked me in. Okay, so I went way off down that road. Thank you, Miss Sam. She thinks so she speaks. Hey, Bill, do you ever hear from that guy, Dennis, that you interviewed a while back? I was wondering how he was doing. We have to do, Dennis now lives in Mazatlan. Last time I talked to him, he was trying to sell his house and his farm in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. He contacted me about 6 weeks ago. He said he's doing fine. So I will follow up. I will contact him this week and see if we can get a follow-up interview about how he is doing. Cool. Dave, what's up, Dave? This is my new neighbor in Morelia. Can't wait to get there. Him and his wife, Maria. I'm sure we're gonna hang out, eat some food, and maybe drink some beers. What else is going on? We got, what happened? Ken Art, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. This is how I pay my rent. Thank you so much for showing up. And I'm sure you click the like button. I know you're a subscriber. And then you contribute some cash so I can eat some tacos and some tamales, maybe get a cerveza. Bill, while in Cancun the last week of April, I met a couple from Kentucky. And Kentucky's right next to Cincinnati. The 65 traits, young husband had his cancer cured naturally in Cancun. They were revisiting to get stem cell therapy for health and vitality. And now this is pretty interesting, Ken Art, because I have a neighbor. Her name, what is her name? Her name is Terry Cowan. And I have interviewed her. In fact, I just had breakfast with Terry last Friday. Terry is 75. She's in really good shape. She boogie boards, really good shape. I'm going to say she's a millionaire. She owns properties down here in Mazatlan. Doesn't have a car, walks everywhere. If she needs to go somewhere far away, she just gets a taxi. She has an assistant that helps her do things. But recently, she had a stem cell injection. Now, I'm totally ignorant about stem cell injections, but she told me it cost $2,000, and she said afterwards she just felt really great. And there's a couple down the hall from where I live. They have to be my age. They're Canadians. And I'm not going to say their names, but I was talking with the female partner, and she said, yeah, he was feeling really bad. And the doctors told him that all of his organs were malfunctioning, like all of them. So they got both of them had the stem cell treatment, and now he's totally good. But you can get that done here in Mazatlan for like $2,000. So if I go to the doctor and they tell me that my body's going all to hell, I'm leaving the hospital. I'm going right for the stem cell stuff. And Dr. John, give us some feedback on that stem cell stuff. Crapo, Dr. John with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, sir, for contributing to the channel. Love you very much. Thank you so much. Love you all. We have 66 people in the house right now. We have 39 likes. Feel free to click that like button. When you click the like button, the YouTube gods love it. So click the like button. It helps the channel. It helps me pay the rent. Axel Foley, Bill, do you plan on joining any expat groups in Morelia, or are you going to make friends organically? Axel Foley, very good question. I'm going to kind of see what happens. But I think, I want to meet Mexican people in Morelia. And my plan there, and I think I've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. They have, to my understanding, they have like 8 universities or more in Morelia. So I'm going to go to the universities and see if I can find groups for conversational English. And that's people that want to learn English, and these are people that already know English. They just want to practice it and figure out the slang, English slang, like what happening, what going on, what be good, what be bad. Hey, they want to talk like soul brothers. You hear what I'm saying? What up? Hey, they want to learn all that. They want to be cool with their English, right? So I want to find some conversational English groups at universities, not a whole bunch of them, but maybe one, or maybe just one good one. And if it's a university, and if these are professors and college students taking these courses, or it's not even a course, it's just like practicing English, then I'll meet professional, smart people. And then I'll be the star of the group because I'm the English cool black guy that knows how to talk cool English. I know how to speak the stuff that English speaking people speak all over the world, but I know how to be cool about it. I can teach these people how to speak English and be cool all at the same time. So I'm going to be very popular. And I figure what a better way to meet professional women. I have met some women that are not professional. And that means that I have met unemployed women that I have let my heart go too far for. And something up here didn't say, just say no, Bill. Just say no. Just say no, Bill. No, Bill didn't do that. That cost Bill a lot of money. Now I know. Just say no. Just say no. But anyway, that is the plan, Axel Foley. And I think that naturally I will meet some expats in Morelia. Miss Sam, I'm going to meet Miss Sam for sure. My new friend Dave, I'm going to hang out with him and his wife Maria, but she's Mexican. I'm sure I'm going to spend some time with Dave's wife Maria's family. So anyway, that's the plan for that. And look who is in the house. Ms. P, good morning. Mexico, saludos de Texas. Great to see you in the house, girlfriend. I know that you're coming down here soon. And look, we have a special surprise in the house. Hi to you, girl, Maya. I'm sure I'm messing your name up too. I mess up everybody's name. Yeah, and these people with like Maya and Ms. P, why didn't your parents just name you like Nancy or Sue, something like that? Bill, that's easy. These parents that give their people these weird names, like whatever. I bet all you people with weird names just had a terrible elementary school experience. Okay. Hola, girlfriend. ¿Cómo está usted? For those of you that don't speak Spanish, that means, how are you? I'm doing very fine. And my girl is in Columbus, Ohio, my hometown. I hope everything is going well. Dr. John, lots of Mexicans change cameras. Lots of Mexicans near me in New Jersey, many from Puebla. It is exceedingly rare to encounter someone from GDL. No tapatios here. And it, it's funny. There's a guy down here. He's really not here. He lives in San Francisco. And what is his name? His last name is Ibarra. Ibarra. What is his first name? Ibarra. But there is a pueblo there. Dr. John, there is a pueblo, which is a small town very close to here, and it is called San Nicolas de Ibarra. And so my subscriber, soon I'll remember his first name, his family pretty much founded San Nicolas de Ibarra. San Nicolas de Ibarra is like a 10-minute drive from Ajijic. It's a small, undeveloped town, population about 2,000 people. And his grandfather still lives on that block. But he had a bunch of family in San Nicolas de Ibarra. And then one day, one of his relatives moved to San Francisco. And then after one of them moved to San Francisco, then it was like 40 of them moved to San Francisco. And so so my friend now, I can only call him Ibarra. He lives in San Francisco. Years ago, his uncle or something like that bought a house like in downtown San Francisco for like $40,000. It was an apartment complex, actually. Now he rents that out for like $4,000 a month. But my point is that his all of Ibarra's Mexican family, they all went to San Francisco. So Dr. John's saying that there are lots of Mexicans near me, and they're from Puebla, and it's like one Mexican hears something good, and they just all hook up with it, and because family is so big. Family is huge in Mexico. For me, it's a bit too much. Now, Brian Maiden, this Canadian boy, loves Mexico. Hola, Brian Maiden. Yeah, I love Mexico. And Brian, I'm going to email you this week and get your phone number so that we can set up that interview. I guess we could do it this week. And we'll do an initial call. Just so I can ask you some basic questions about your background, so that we can set that a real interview. And if anyone has an interesting Mexico experience, if you're living in Mexico and you would like to do an online interview, it's very painless. We do an initial conversation. I ask you some questions about your history, what we're going to talk about. Then we connect. I use a software application. It's called StreamYard. You can use your cell phone, your desktop. All we need is something to connect and some audio, and we're good to go. So feel free to email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. Or leave me a message with your email address in it. We can hook that up if you would like to do an interview. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Okay, Axel Foley. Bill, do you have any expat friends? Let me change cameras here. Do you have any expat friends that became Mexican citizens? And was the process tedious? Let me think about this, Axel. My implant is acting up. Let me think about this. In the entire time that I have lived in Mexico, I only know one guy that became a Mexican citizen, and his name was Jacques. And he was a black guy from Canada. And he had citizenship in Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And at the time when I met Jacques, very interesting man. When I met Jacques, I was about 48 years old. I think he was like 20 years older than me. So, I don't even know if he's still alive now. If he's alive now, he'd have to be about 85. And I met him in Puerto Vallarta, but he got his, he took the test. You have to take a test. It's all in Spanish. He says it wasn't, for him, he said it was not hard, and Spanish was not his native language. But that's the only person, that's the only expat I know of that got their Mexico citizenship. That's it. Okay, we have 77 people in the house. We have 48 likes. Click that like button. Feel free to contribute. If you are watching the rebroadcast, like if you're watching this tonight at 8 o'clock at night and you say, well, you know what? I think I want to contribute to the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. Or maybe you'll have a dream. Maybe you'll be dreaming in the middle of the night. You'll say, oh, you'll wake up. You'll just wake up in the middle of the night and you'll be thinking to yourself, wow. And you have this dream and it says, donate to the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. That happens to people all the time. They email, they said, Bill, I just had a dream and it said, donate to the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. How can I do it? And I said, oh, okay, man, just go to the live video, look in the description, and there's a donate link at the bottom of the description. You click on that, and you can use PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, however you want to do it. Okay. Don't put a check in the mail and send it down here to Mexico because I'll never see it. Okay, here we go. Oh, and no, Axel, the process is not tedious. The buck stops here. Buenos dias, Bill and amigos. Buck stops here. Buenos dias to you. Cheeseburger with frijoles. And that means cheeseburger with beans. I don't know how many of you people that live in the United States or Canada have eaten a lot of beans. And I don't mean green beans. I mean like Mexican beans. I don't even know what you call them in the United States. I know there's some name for them, but they're the round brown things. You got to boil them overnight or something like that. And yeah, there you go. Then you can eat them. Then if you mash them up like mashed potatoes, that's how you get frijoles. But I tell you what, man, Mexicans eat some beans. How many people had scrambled eggs and bacons and frijoles, which is like mashed potato beans? What? Eggs and bacon and frijoles? No, I never had that. I never saw frijoles. And again, frijoles it's like mashed potatoes, except it's not potatoes, it's beans. But they have frijoles with everything. They put that stuff on your pizza. They have frijoles sandwiches. But anyway, hamburguesa, and hamburguesa is cheeseburger in Spanish. I slipped. Sometimes I don't. I tell you what, people talk to me in English down here. If I'm walking down the street and somebody starts speaking English to me, I have like a brain fart. It's like, ooh, English, what's up, English, whatever. Okay, I signed on. And all I heard is go do a line of cocaine. Yeah. If you got it, go do it. Laugh out loud had to back you the tape to look at what is the content was. Right on, man. Right on. I'm having fun. I tell you what, man. I really do enjoy doing this. I really do. And all I can do is pray to the universe that something comes through me that will help someone be happy and joyful. You know, that's what my life is all about, how to make my brothers and sisters happy and joyful, and encourage people to live the life of happiness and joyfulness. You know, that's all I can do. Happy and joyful. That's what life should be all about. And let me go to this part of my list here. What I really like, let me go down here and see who I missed stuff from. Honestly, with the rising rentals of prices, how would I, as a senior lady, find a roommate or a room for rent? And honestly, I just went through how you go to Facebook, you find Facebook groups with expats, and you just post a message. I'm looking for 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms. Here's the amount of money I want to pay, and I'm looking for a roommate. There you go. Put that up on Facebook. I've never looked for a roommate, but lots of people are looking for roommates. Just go to Facebook, post a message like expats in Guadalajara. Post a message. I'm looking for a roommate. I'm willing to pay this much for rent. A lot of Canadians and Americans that are retired, living on pensions or Social Security, they're trying to stretch that dollar. I bet you'll find a lot of people try that for sure. Try that for sure. Matt, I've always found the best apartments and landlords by word of mouth, sitting at a bar. There you go. Honestly, follow Matt's advice. Go to a bar. Go to the city you're thinking about living in and just go to bars and sit there and drink beers, do shots of tequila, and ask the people there, tell them you're looking for a place to stay and a roommate. I've never thought of that, Matt. And then we have Char Williams. Thank you, Char, for contributing to the channel. With this donation, I can go out and get some cheeseburgers and some frijoles and my soul sister in Mexico. Thank you for your weekly videos. You are hilarious. Ha ha ha. Very genuine. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yep. Glad to be of service. Ken Art. Bill. The stem cells apparently go directly to the parts of your body that need repair. We lose stem cells as we age. Good tip. I had no freaking clue. I had no freaking clue. For $2,000, that's tough, man. $2,000, they're gonna shoot me up. But everyone that I've talked to said that it does the job. I don't know if for $2,000, I get a lot of heroin for $2,000. I just feel great. For like a couple of days, right? I don't know. I'm only kidding. Dennis Hassler, hello from Arizona. Dennis, great to see you in the house. And she speaks so she thinks, contributing to the channel. Thank you for spending time with us every Saturday. It is my pleasure, girl. Thanks for showing up, and thank you for contributing to the channel. And if we're ever in the same city in Mexico, be sure to look me up when you get here. And my Ia, I really appreciate you. I want to go to Morelia now because of you. Yeah, and just yeah, I think in I've been to a lot of places in Mexico, and in my latest video, I think I say, will I stay there? Will I stay in Morelia? I thought I would be in Mazatlan but Mazatlan, I don't want to be here. I can't wait to get out of Mazatlan. I'm serious, man. I just want to leave. I want to leave as soon as possible out of Mazatlan, and it's a great place. I live in a great place. I know great people. The businesses have been wonderful for me. I do love Mazatlan, but a lot of people have moved to Mazatlan because I did. I know a bunch of people. I know a bunch of people that have moved to Mazatlan and even bought properties here because I moved here. So I'm moving to Morelia, and I'm hoping that I can stay in Morelia for a long time. I'm hoping I'm going to live in a Mexican community. Where I'm going to live in Morelia, there won't be any expats. It'll just be me and Mexicans, and I just want to meet Mexicans and live with Mexicans and meet families and their children. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So what am I saying? Well, I'm saying, but who knows if that'll be my last stop, and I encourage everyone to come on down to Mexico, but don't make any one place your only place. Come down for maybe 6 months and just travel around. Maybe choose 5 cities, and you go from this city to that city, a month here, a month there. See what you like, see what feels good. But thank you so much, Maya. Thank you so much. Ooh, V, maximize accountability. Oh, Bill, you are hilarious. Love your interpretation of the Soul Brothers slang. Glad you like that. We have 82 people in the house with 55 likes. Feel free to click that like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm. The algorithm is the YouTube god that makes us get more subscribers. We go higher up. And notice, you guys, I haven't said anything political. I didn't say hardly anything political. And I'm not going to get real political today because I know it turns some people off, though I don't mind doing it. But register to vote. Whether you're independent, Republican, or Democrat, register to vote. Tell your friends to vote. Get out there and vote. Inform yourself. A great way to inform yourself is to go to MidasTouch.com and check out what is going on in the legal communities in the United States, and kind of follow and see what's going on with Donald Trump, the criminal. Check him out. Yeah, and you know, that's all I'd say. That's all I have to say. I'm not going anywhere near anything else. Here we go. Jamie. Bill looking for a sugar mama. Yeah. Oh, now that's something else that I've been evolving about, which is having a special relationship. I'm a heterosexual, so I do really love women. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to deny that I love women, but you know, everything is such a learned choice. What is attractive is a learned choice. I mean, you don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I think that this is how a good woman looks." That's not how things happen. You learn everything. You know, your surroundings, what you're around, what you see, what you hear. It's all a learned experience, which makes it all such an illusion. And then I've been in about like 200 relationships, and it's like you got to give up your life to be with someone, and I don't think I'm ever going to be in a relationship again. Even though I think it was last week or the week before last, so I was saying, "Oh yeah, I want a sugar mama to pay for my apartment, buy me a car, give me money, all that kind of stuff." That really wouldn't make me happy. I just want to be happy, and I don't think that a relationship would make me happy in the long run. It may make me happy for 15 minutes here or there, okay? But would it make me happy in the long? So I'm not even looking for that. Here we go. Terry Don Marshall. Hola, Terry Don. Terry Don Marshall is starting a podcast. She came out with her first podcast this week. It's an introductory podcast. And Terry Don, we have to get together, have a conversation, not today, but sometimes this week, and see how we can promote your new podcast that's just coming out. David, we had a Mother's Day fiesta last night. Not feeling so good. I know what that means, David. That means you had a little too much tequila and cerveza, one or the other, or a combination. Good for you. I bet that was a huge party. Brian, I will email my phone number this week. Thank you, Brian, pretty boy maiden. Miss Sam, they bring me to tears almost every day. With all the love they give me down here. I live right across from this very large university. The students love to practice their English with me. Oh, man. People don't know. People truly do not know, Ms. Sam. People truly do not know how loving Mexican people are. It's phenomenal. And I will say that every once in a while you'll meet an unfriendly, rude, butthole Mexican. But I'm going to say 99.99999% of the time, the Mexicans you meet are just so loving and wonderful. And It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And I go this one place to buy some beverages. It's just a little small place. And Oliver's a Mexican guy. He only works there like once a week. And when I walk in there, he always speaks English to me. He speaks to me in English. I speak to him in Spanish. And so yeah, people don't know. If you're open-minded and you want to live good, Mexico is the place to be. Thank you, Ms. Sam. Jacqueline, Bill, how affordable are car rentals here? I think car rentals are a bit more expensive here than in the United States. And I think a couple of weeks ago, I shared with everyone that there's a car rental place, budget enterprises, rental enterprises. Is that popular? Budget enterprises. It's about 4 blocks away from me. And I was thinking about renting a car to drive from here to Morelia. And so I walked in and I asked him, well, how much would it cost? And Morelia is about a 12-hour bus ride from here. So I figured I'd take 2 days to get there and just drop the car off. But the car that they had there, it was going to cost me $126 a day. And then they were going to charge me about $300 for a drop-off fee. Now, when I was doing business in the United States, I would fly all over the country, get on an airplane, fly from Cincinnati to San Francisco, to California, to Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Connecticut. Fly, you get right off the plane, go to the rental car center, rent a car. I usually rent Cadillacs or nice cars, and those cars were very inexpensive, though. Oh, this is like 25 years ago. But here in the United States, rental car expense is higher than in the United States. That is what I think. And I'm looking at the numbers here. We have 81 people in the house and 60 likes. People are contributing to the channel, and it's a wonderful thing. Thank you. JJ, hi, Bill, hi from Chicago. Love your attitude. Thank you so much. Got to have a good attitude. And since we have all of these people in the house, let me get right to this revelation. Let me get right to this revelation that I had this morning around 6:30 in the morning. And for what it's worth, my time, it is 9:23. So I start this broadcast on Saturdays for me at 8 a.m. in the morning. That hits 10 a.m. Central Time. But I had this revelation this morning. Okay. And this revelation is all about the joys of living in Mexico. And I'm gonna read to you what I wrote down at 6:30 in the morning. And it goes like this. Where can you be and just be you without being judged or being confident enough to just not care? Where can you be on the planet and just be you without being judged? And I think that's the main thing. Where can you be on the planet and just be yourself without being judged? And I think that's what it really comes down to in Mexico. Just being able to be here, you can walk around, people, you're not getting judged. Uh, it, uh, because wherever you are on the planet, you're going to get judged. So in the United States, I might get judged because I'm black. Okay, so to some people that may be a turn on, to some people that may be a turn off. But what happens when you're white in the United States and you're just walking around with white people? Well, unless you screw up really bad, nobody is judging you, I don't think, until you open your mouth and start talking, right? So you're a white person talking to a white person, you don't know each other, but then your ideas come out, or you have an accent that comes out, or you have an idea that comes out and you get judged, right? That's how it all goes down. So in Mexico, people really, and Mexico is so diverse. It's the land of what they call mestizo. It's a mixed culture. The Mexicans came down here and started having sex. The Spanish came here and started having sex with the people that lived here. So the Spanish, they were very white people. And the people that lived here, they were people of color. And they just started having sex like crazy. And thus, now down here in Mexico, you got really white looking Mexicans. Then you got really dark Mexicans, darker than me. Can you believe that? People of color darker than me. And they're all down here. Some Mexicans look like they're Germans. You don't know. I gave up trying to figure out who's a Mexican and who is not a Mexican, because it's just such a melting pot down here. You don't know. So, and people don't know what I am. I mean, some Mexicans look at me, I bet he's an American. But a lot of Mexicans don't know. People ask me if I'm from Cuba, from Venezuela. They don't know what I am until I open my mouth and mess up Spanish. But I don't get judged a lot down here. And I think that's one of the joys of living in Mexico. Now, if you're a white person and you come down here, let's say you're a white Canadian or a white American, you come down here, they still don't know what you are until you mess up and you start speaking their language and mess that all up. But on a side note of not understanding things, I was on an airplane, and I forget where I was. I forget where I was coming from or where I was going to, but I sat next to an Asian lady. I remember now. I was flying to Columbus, Ohio from Mexico. And this Mexican lady, this Asian lady lived in one of Columbus's most wealthy communities. And that community would be called Upper Arlington. And Upper Arlington, that's where Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, is from. So I'm on, and I forget if this lady was Chinese or Korean, but I'm sitting next to this lady on the plane. We're having a great conversation. She was a doctor. Her husband was a doctor, and we talked and we talked and we talked. Then we talked about culture. And it was about Asian culture. and what's like what's North Korean, South Korean, Chinese, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know anything about it, right? And she was and she was going for a business appointment. She was all dressed up, ready for her appointment. And when she got off the plane, the plane landed, we were separating. She was getting off the plane, and I forget I don't remember if she was Chinese or Korean. So I'm gonna say she was Chinese. Okay, just so I can end this story. So just imagine she's Chinese, right? So she's getting off the plane. We had a great conversation. She's Chinese. And she asked me, she said, "I don't look Korean, do I?" Okay. Yeah, that's what she said to me. I don't look Korean, do I? And I tell you what, I thought to myself, I don't know. What do Koreans look like, right? And if you do look Korean, who cares? I don't know. But to her, that was very important that she didn't look Korean instead of Chinese. And it could have been the other way around. Maybe she was Korean. She didn't want to look like she was Chinese. Okay. But she was extremely serious about that. But that gets back to my main point of where can you be and just on the planet, where can you be and not be judged? Oh, and I think that Mexico is a really good place for that. I think that Mexico is a wonderful place for that. So let's get back here. See what's going on. Jorge, why did you move from Mazatlan? No, I'm still in Mazatlan. Is that because of the guy that got shot recently? No, I decided to move. I'm moving from Mazatlan. I have not moved yet, Jorge. And for what it's worth, Jorge is George in English. Jorge. I decided to move to Morelia about 6 months ago. That has nothing to do with anything that has happened with the shooting. No, I'm moving to Morelia because I just like it better. Brian Maiden, Bill. That is why I watched this YouTube channel. First time I saw you, I said, I like this guy. He has so much information and you put a smile on my face. Thank you very much, Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden. And thank you, Mr. Maiden, for contributing to the channel to help me pay my rent and buy tacos. Thank you so much. And I'm glad I put a smile on your face. And look who is in the house, none other than William Mustache Stoneman. And actually, Mr. Stoneman, I have a note on page 1. I got a note on page 1 at the top of my list, right up here. It says, William Stoneman is leaving Morelia today. And I think you just left. Yep. Yeah, Buenos Dias from Morelia, headed back to East Tennessee. And I'm really curious to get your feedback on what you thought about Morelia. William Mustache Stoneman has traveled throughout Mexico. I think that he's been to more places in Mexico than I have been, I think. We have 84 people in the house. 84 people in the house. 63 likes. People have contributed to the channel. Thank you very much. And look who is here. We got Virginia from Long Island. Hola, Virginia. Great to see you here. And then we have Leticia Silva. Love watching, also love Mexico, but worried about the water situation. And now I've heard about outages due to the heat. Yeah, well, whatever. Whatever. You worry too much and just don't worry. Just go. Everything's good. I'm flushing my toilet like 3-4 times a day. I'm washing my dishes all the time. I got electricity. I got everything right here, and I got my friend David in Morelia. He and his wife Maria, they got electricity. They got water. William Mustache Stone Man's flying back from Morelia. He ain't got no problems. He's traveling, enjoying the joys of living in Mexico. So I don't worry about it. Or just stay where you are. Now, blessings, Brother Bill. By the way of North Pole, Alaska, it's 8:13 a.m. What time do I need to set alarm to watch your live on time? We do this. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. 8 a.m. Central Time. So here's what you do. To find out what time we start, wherever you are on the planet, just get on your computer, go to Google, and do a search for what time is it in Chicago. And because they are on Central Time. Chicago is Central Time. So just go to Google and say, what time is it in Chicago? So right now in Chicago, I think that Chicago is like 2. So in Chicago right now, I think it's 11:37. Here it's 9:37. So see what time it is in Chicago. Then look at the clock that you wear on your hand. Look at your phone and see what time it is. Look in the upper right-hand corner of your computer monitor and see what time that says. And we go live every Saturday. 52 weeks a year at 10 a.m. Chicago time. Woo! William Mustache Stone Man, we have not seen any expats and or tourists. Can't wait to go there. Woo! Can't wait. I can't wait to get there. That is funny. And William Mustache Stone Man, the population of Morelia is like 1 million people, and he's been there a week, and we haven't seen any expats or tourists, and that's why I'm moving to Morelia. Nothing but love everywhere. Any suggestions on movers on the Mexico side of the border? I am bringing. There's a place. It depends on where you're moving to. There's a place in Ajijic. I know some people. They moved all their stuff from Florida, and the challenge is you have to. If you get a mover, you need one mover to get to the border. And then you need another mover to get from the border to the city that you're moving to. Yeah. And depending on how legal you want to be, you have to document everything that you take across the border. So you have if you have 2,000 items, like if you're bringing your knives and forks and pots and pans and your kitchen sink and all that kind of stuff, you have to document everything. Now, in Ajijic, there's a mover. I think it's called Mexico Movers. And they have a Facebook page so go to Ahihi, go to Facebook and do a search for Mexico movers and see if that helps. The moving truck. Yeah. I'd say sell all your stuff. Sell all your stuff and move down. Sell all of that crap. Because that's what it is a bunch of crap. You're just pulling around a bunch of crap. Ken Art. Bill, I just put my oxtail on the slow cooker. Guaranteed to attract all beautiful senoritas. That's very interesting. I've never had oxtail. Okay. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. And yes, if you are new here, hit the like button and click the subscribe button. We have 79 people in the house. We have 64 likes. V. Gonzalez. Buenos dias, amigo. Desde Mona, Bakersfield, California. God's country. Bakers. I've been to Bakersfield. Yeah, okay, right on. Looking out. Good looking out. Scammers scam. Okay. Jacqueline. Oh, there you go. Caster movers. I haven't used them yet. There you go. And we all talk to each other. We all talk to each other and give each other tips. Lois Atridge. Ola from Puerto Vallarta. Ola to you. Okay, now, Letitia Silva, thank you for the boost of support, Bill. I will look into seeing about moving down there. Mexico is great. Oh, no, there's a lot of expats in Morelia that meets every Thursday at 10 a.m. Okay, I didn't know. I know that they have an expat group or two or more in Morelia. There you go. But he didn't say that they weren't there. He just said he didn't see any there. Miss Sam, Bill, here in beautiful Morelia, they have some little buses they called combis. They're quite comfortable. They cost 10 pesos. I take them very often daily. I get to practice my Spanish all day. And David, it's not worth moving. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I think David hits it right on the head. Leave all your crap wherever you are. Come down here with like a suitcase or two and be free, because you don't own things. Things own you. Ooh, and I got a light flashing over here on my ceiling. I think that means the light bulb is going out, but that's okay. All right, you guys, I'm about out of gas and I'm getting ready to sign off. And David, I think that's one of the most incredible things that I have heard today. Sell all your stuff and just come on down. Okay, now, Jamie, I'm looking at one SUV load with the dogs when I come down. That's plenty of stuff. I came to Morelia to get away from expats. I've been here in Morelia for about 2 months. I am always out socializing. Never saw one. There you go. I'm not happy to see them. That's funny. Tom M. Hi, Bill. Gringos Russ. YouTube channel had a great idea when moving to Mexico. They drew diagram with all of their belongings, pots, pans, yeah. Isn't that great? Yeah. You don't own things. Things own you. So here you go, folks. So I'm about out of here. I'm out of gas. My Brian, thank you very much, Brian, pretty boy maiden. We will talk this week. I'm getting ready to sign off, head down to the store, and I'm going to get some hot dogs and some cerveza and write up a script for a video I'm going to put up tomorrow. I think it's going to be about special relationships with a partner in Mexico. If you're watching the first of all, love you all. I thank everyone for sharing this time with our group this morning. Once again, inform yourself. We want the United States to move in a totally positive, loving, peaceful direction. So it's important to tell all of your loving, caring, loving friends and family to register to vote, and vote with love and without division. And for someone who is creative and hardworking, who earned their own money all of their life, and just loves all kinds of people and doesn't whine and complain about how terrible everything is because they committed 91 felonies. Okay. So and vote for somebody that doesn't wear diapers. So anyway, this is love you all. Thanks for joining us today. That's the only political thing I said today. But love you all. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. That's Chicago time. We'll put up another video tomorrow, I think, about special relationships in Mexico, what to look out for so you don't get burned and lose a bunch of money when you get down here. So all I'm going to say is adios, amigos. Love you all. Que te vaya bien. This is Bill the Geek, and this is the broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. Bye-bye. Love you.